Well, today's an exciting day. So Fred's out getting me a Christmas tree, and he said he wasn't sure what he was going to come home with because, with COVID, we may not be able to get a very good selection of trees this year. So it could be a live one, it could be a fake one. Whatever it is, he's going to come back with some Christmas cheer. I'm so excited. So in the meantime, I'm going to show you a few little things that might go on my Christmas tree. And, I got Santa right there behind me. Hi, Santa. Well, he's my little chair cover. Well, I put him on some chair every year because, he's got to watch to make sure Fred doesn't do some naughty things and get on the naughty list. Fred. Well, okay. So what I'm going to show you is some of my Christmas traditions. And on a serious note, during COVID-19, this is a perfect time to balance your feelings a little bit. COVID is very, very serious. And there's a lot going on right now, and we have to be mindful of all the deaths and all the precautions and the lockdowns. And in that sense, we still have to balance having a little bit of Christmas cheer. And I think this year it's up to you to kind of get that tree put up. Do something. Don't just say, it's COVID, I don't feel like it. Well, it doesn't matter if you feel like it, because once you do it, I've already put up some stuff, like my nativity. That's always the first thing to go up. And my Advent candles. And so that starts you in the mood because it gives you a little bit of hope. It really does. And the memories that are wrapped in the process of decorating, any way that you like to decorate, is important. I know that a lot of people don't have a lot of good memories of childhood or possibly Christmas, like it's been a bummer every year or whatever. You're alone. Well, who wants to be alone? But, there's one thing. A lot of us are going to be alone this year. And Fred and I aren't alone, but, we're going to be missing that big family of ours and our grandchildren. And, well, it's not going to be the same. But what can be the same is keeping the spirit of the season in your home and in your hearts. And this is how I'm going to do it because, we had a tradition when my children were growing up that I would make an ornament or buy an ornament depending on what was going on every single year. And I had 6 children, so that was 7 ornaments a year. And they would depict something that was special throughout the year. And I would put their name on it and the date on it. And then when they got married, they got a nice little package, a Christmas ornament storage box with their name on it so that they could decorate their own tree. At least start that way. Wake up, Santa! Well, he's tired. Okay, you can rest. So I'm just going to show you a couple of things that go on my tree. Those were one thing, and I think I have one of those right here. Well, they're in a separate box that Fred's supposed to bring home, but I have a couple here. So one year, these were kind of trendy, and my kids loved this idea. And so each one got one of these where you could hang it around. Oh, some of them hung it around because they're old enough to hang it on their rear view mirror, or they hung it on their door to their bedroom. And see this one? Well, the cat got it. So that's got a memory all its own. And, then we get things that are handmade that are so special. Well, I have a couple of things that were handmade by my mother. One year, she got this kit that had over 100 ornaments that she hand-painted. And she sat and did that every single day and put them on her tree. Well, she did this while I was still at home, and so when my mom passed on and my dad passed on, we split these up between the 3 children, and we have those, and we picked our favorites. Off of that same childhood tree, I think I bought these from my mom. They're these little paper cone angels. And I was very little, so they probably cost $0.25 for like 4 of them or something. And that was her Christmas present, and she hung them on the tree every year. So I've got a few of these little angels that I got to bring with me after she passed. And then our neighbor gave my mom some of his old ornaments when he moved into a care facility for elders. And This was one that he had on his tree. It's plastic. It's really old. I think it came from the 20s or 30s, maybe the 30s. And see this little fan here? You put these over those lights, and the Christmas tree lights would get hot. Well, that hot air, the heat would cause these fans to go around. So the whole tree was lit up, and so were these little metal fans, and they'd all be going around. So, it doesn't go around because we use LED. LED ain't hot. Okay. Here's a handmade gift I made, or ornament. This was clear back in the early 80s when we were poor students, and I had to come up with ways of making money so we could drive home for Christmas. I needed gas money, and every year I'd make between $80 and $100, and it took about that much to get home and back. And so I would sell these for $1 a piece. I made hundreds of ornaments, and that's only one of them. Our pastors 2 years ago gave us this handmade ornament they made. And then I work with the Head Start kids doing art projects, and 2 years ago they did this to hang on the tree. Isn't that the sweetest? And I love these. Then I have another one of my mom's. My mom was a jokester. I don't know, who knows? She was a little nuts. But anyway, my dear mom had a great sense of humor, and one year we found this on the tree. It's Santa in an outhouse. Oh, well, the thing is how silly that is, but, she grew up, when they did have an outhouse behind their house, and, she gave one to my grandma, and she gave one to my aunt, because, my aunt didn't have to go in an outhouse. She was 10 years younger than my mom, but she knew the stories. Okay, so here's one of the ones that we got, one year these resin ornaments came out. This is 1998. It was a big deal because they didn't break, and that's the year we got cats. So all my kids got a resin ornament, something that reminded me of them, and I was really into angels that year, so I got an angel. And then here's something that reminds me of my grandmother's. I bought these especially because I remember mashing potatoes with my grandma. And then when my aunt and uncle went to Alaska, they went to Alaska to teach. And they were way up there, couldn't come home for Christmas. And we missed them so much because we never had Christmas without them. Well, they sent me these little leather mittens made out of some kind of, Alaskan critter fur. They could probably tell me, but who knows what it is. But this part's real leather, and it's hand beaded. And, I put those up there and give them an Alaskan kiss every time. Then now my grandkids are in on it, and a couple of years ago, 3 years ago now, my little grandson sent me this little ornament that there was some art design from his school, and he bought that for me at the school store. Every year he buys me something little. Now my granddaughter does too. And then I was into cow collecting. I just love cows. Don't send me any cows because I've given it up. I don't have any place to put them. So I just do stuff in ornaments now. If I have a collection and it's something I really want, now I just make sure it's an ornament because I can hang it on my tree and put it away. So it was really cute. This little cow that one of my kids bought me. I just love him. So, well, that's kind of it. So, Fred's going to be coming pretty soon. So I just want you to know. This is the time to really gather all your memories together and make some new ones this year, because this memory, this particular Christmas is going to be something you always talk about. Try not to be talking about it in sadness. I mean, I know if you've lost someone, it is going to be connected to that, and that's okay. But if you can kind of focus on what really gets us through life, really. Through death, through chaos, through disappointments, loneliness. There's a special spirit of love at Christmas time that comes down to us. And that's what we take forward. That's what we take forward because that's what keeps us going. That's what encourages us. It's just this common bond of humankind, which is love and light. And love comes down at Christmas, and the Christmas light shines all around. But you gotta do your part. Be the light and show your part. Oh, there's Fred. Okay, I'll be right back. Oh, Fred, you're hiding. Is it a surprise? Oh, what is? Okay, you gonna show me? Let me see. What'd you get me?
I got you a tree.
Oh, well, let me see.
It's a very special tree.
It is? Is it a real one?
Well, you can see it and touch it.
Okay, well. Okay, unveil the tree.
Ta-da!
Oh, let me get a little closer. Oh. Well, it's not a real tree, but it'll last forever, and it's a little modern, isn't it?
Yep.
Well, are these Christmas stars? Because there's a star at the top, and they're all lit up. Ah, I love it. I love the colors. Is that the Christmas star?
It's a very special Christmas tree.
Oh, well, I bet it's an ode to the Russians, like it's a Sputnik tree. Remember Sputnik, the first satellite in space? The Russians beat us to it. I don't know. Oh, you know what it might be about. What are the two planets that are lining up right now? Which ones are they, Fred? Saturn and what's the other?
Jupiter.
Jupiter are gonna merge together and be like a Christmas star, and that's kind of nice, but what do you think it is, Fred? Oh, Fred! Oh, Fred! Fred isn't what I think it is. Who would? Oh, Fred, you're going to be on the naughty list this year. Oh.
So what else is new?
Well, I guess it's a COVID tree. Well, I'm not sure what we're going to do with the COVID tree, but you did a good job. You did a good job, and we're going to always remember this year, but, oh, well, whatever, Fred. Thank you for going out and getting me a tree. Well, we're back, Santa and me. You know, I want to tell you, we're going to get real for a second here. So a COVID Christmas tree, that sounds a little extreme, doesn't it? But you know what Nettie's been thinking about? You know how I showed you all those ornaments? Well, I remember back in 9/11 when I made one special ornament for people to have, for my children to put into their little box. And whether they put it up on their tree or not, that's up to them. But we'll always have that memory, and it was that year. And this year, we do have the COVID-19 situation. And there's nothing that's ever going to change that. So not only did I come up with this little tree just for the skit, I made the ornaments for my children. Well, it's kind of funny, but it's important to take a look at the things that challenge us in the year and honor them, because you know what it reminds us of? It reminds us that we figure out a way to pull through and to pull together and to pull together enough love for one another that we can get through this. We can. And so, Nettie tends to do things like this with a little bit of humor. I turned her humor to get through. And it's just enough to give me hope. But definitely, when I hang this on my tree every year, and I will remember those who died. I'll remember all the first responders in love. I'll remember all the first responders in the hospital. I'll remember all the families who had a first Christmas without a loved one or more than one. I'll remember all my friends have done to try to get through this. And then I will look at moments like this video and be so grateful that God gave me a sense of humor. But we don't really laugh at what's causing the problem. But we find ways to get through no matter what it is. This is a season to pull through to be there for others when you can't even be there in person, to bring the light however you can, to show your love however you can. It is not the gifts that make Christmas. It is the presence of love, the presence of love. You can love from afar. I know you can do it. Be the light, be a first responder in love. Share this light. Share this light. And always remember, Nettie loves you. Bye-bye.